Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, folks, I got another one for you, another watch review. This is from the brand Spinnaker, a brand that I think that, you know, there's lots of disagreement in the watch community, in quotes, right? You know, but I think that Spinnaker is kind of a brand that even the watch snob can wrap their little brains around as you know, being good quality, right? And again, that's where, you know, this is why I have this. I joke a lot and I laugh about their mindset because, and again, this is about the watch, but I gotta state this: you'll have guys who will bash other brand watches, guys who will even bash other Dartmouth brand watches, when I know the quality on a Spinnaker hull and some of the other, all the other Dartmouth brand watches is all good quality. So it's just funny, people make exceptions for things that they like, and they lie basically about the quality of other brands if they just don't like it for whatever reason, or they haven't even had it on their wrist, right? So but Spinnaker is a brand that I think, you know, if we even give a crap about what watch snobs getting respect, like you watch some of these other videos, a watch that will get respect from the watch community. It's like, who gives a shit? Nobody cares about what some loser in his friggin' office, you know, ranted, trolling other YouTube channel thinks about the watch. What's important about any watch is buy what ultimately makes you happy, that you like, and don't let anybody dissuade you. If you see a watch that's like the biggest, you know, crummiest watch in quality, let's just say it is, and we're not using some subjective way of determining that, but you like it, that's all that matters. If you want to spend 100 grand on a watch and it calls to you and you got the money to do it, then that's all that matters. Always buy what is ultimately going to make you happy, and buy a watch that you're going to want to wear with pride. If you buy a watch for the approval of others, you will quickly realize that the watch probably won't even get worn. You have to, I know it sounds like it's common sense, but I can't tell you the number of people will buy watches for the acceptance of others, and that's just an unfortunate part of life, right? But what I'm here to tell you is that these watches are fantastic, and Spinnaker is no exception to that. So Spinnaker is a Dartmouth brand. Dartmouth, if you haven't checked out their other brands, I think they have about 8 or 9 different brands, always acquiring more brands and working at, you know, marketing those brands and creating new designs. And so I will be along for that ride. Very, very exciting. But Spinnaker, believe it or not, Spinnaker is a brand that I've reviewed on this channel before. Way back in the day, I did actually review a Spinnaker hull on a strap. And, you know, it was a watch that I did end up selling just because I never really wore all that much. It was a quartz, and I tend to gravitate more towards automatics. Doesn't mean I don't wear quartz, doesn't mean I don't buy quartz, but there kind of almost has to be like kind of an exception to me wanting to wear a quartz watch. Like if it's, you know, a big giant Invicta that's a big sea hunter and you get so much more going on than just what movement's in there, then all right, I'll live with the quartz, right? And there's nothing wrong with the quartz, don't get me wrong. They're reliable, they're more reliable than automatic. You just have to worry about the battery. There's something about an automatic I just prefer, right? And as my tastes have, I think, not really changed but opened up more, I wear all size watches. So I appreciate small watches. I may joke sometimes and say, oh, you know, that's a little girl's watch. And only if it's because I'm attacked for something that, or we're attacked for liking the big watches, you know. I don't let anybody troll the channel, let anybody, you know, insult me. And I sure as hell don't let anybody insult what you guys like too. But I do wear all watches, and I don't really feel in my heart that, you know, I don't think small watches are little girls' watches. You know, I think you can wear any watch that you personally like, you know. And you should openly, freely, without anybody saying anything. And, you know, of course, the internet, Mike Tyson said it best, the internet or social media made people way too comfortable disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. And that's really the truth, because a lot of these people who run their mouths would never do it on the street. So, anyway, let me just, I digress. So, let's get back to the important thing, the watch. Spinnaker is a great brand, and you will see this brand reviewed by even people that I can't stand on YouTube as being a good brand watch, right? So let's start with the box. So now again, remember I did review this back in the day, a different Spinnaker hull. It just didn't speak to me like this one does, right? And I think that, again, probably because it was on a strap. And I think especially with a smaller watch, when you go putting it on a strap, it is just very subtle. You know, it's like it's almost like, you know, you're not even wearing it. You know, and really, if you are looking for something that has a little more flash, then wearing a strap watch probably isn't, you know, what you should go with unless you're wearing something like Richard Mille style, Jacob and Company, big, bold, colorful. It was just a little bit boring in my opinion. This, I don't feel that about. This is great. So, box, right? Very basic, cardboard, logos. It just says Spinnaker for a life beneath, beyond, and besides the sea. So, obviously, ocean related. Spinnaker's box is kind of cool. It's got kind of a, I don't know what you'd call this, almost like a canvas style, something you might find on like a military canvas tent. The whole watch is done like, a whole watch box is done like that. Nicer box. A lot of the other ones that I've seen, you know, it's not just cardboard. Again, when it comes down to the box, you know, I'm not, they go into storage. So, but, you know, if you're I always consider the box like, you know, it's important if you're gifting it to somebody. Because somebody's going to be like, ooh, you know, they're going to open this up and be like, cool, it's not just a piece of cardboard. They fool you with this outer cheap sleeve, but when you get in here, it's pretty nice. Open up the box, basic foam, you know, warranty card, hang tag, Spinnaker logo, pillow. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. We'll move right along here. Let's get this out of our way. So what's important is the watch. So this is the Spinnaker hull. Again, I'm telling you, when I reviewed this watch earlier, and I think this might have been when they maybe first came out, and maybe, you know, it was a long time ago. I don't even know if when I reviewed this watch, if it even is the same watch. But I'm thinking that it might have been the tuxedo black. And don't get me wrong, guys, it wasn't like I didn't get the watch and be like, oh, I don't like this. It just was on a strap. And, you know, if you guys know me long enough that, you know, I'm a bracelet guy, you know, and if I'm wearing a strap, it's got to be something either like exotic, like ostrich or snakeskin, something louder. You know, just a plain old brown strap or black strap, just, you generally won't find me wearing that. Even if I'm trying to be really subtle, you know, I generally will wear just like a smaller Submariner style or a watch like this on a bracelet. So this is great. I love this watch. As soon as I saw it on their website, and this is a new version, I said I got to get my hands on that. I think my subscribers, my audience, and not just my audience, because most people who watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel, you know, they're going to like this. So what I like about it is that I do love this kind of interesting kind of, I almost want to call it like a starburst face. They call this the Harvest Brown. It's a great name for it. It's very fallish. You know, you just have, you know, just that matte brown around the bezel. And you can see the face here. Let me try to get this to focus. It's just almost like it's, I don't want to use the word starburst, but it's the only thing I can come up with at this moment. It's like a gradient, you know, where it goes from a lighter, almost brownish, metallic hue to black. Is the best way to describe it. It's almost like a copperish silver. You be the judge. You tell me what you guys think the color is, because I'm obviously not making any sense. The whole, it says here, the whole diver is a robust yet elegant timepiece designed with a nod to vintage aesthetics, but fused to a manufacturer that is deliberate, dedicated, and detailed in every way. It's a great looking watch. It is available in a couple different color variations. If you don't like the Harvest Brown, it is available in a Liberty Blue. And then, of course, there's lots of different holes, and, you know, they have a red. I'd encourage you to click the link in the description. I'll throw some pictures up during this video so you can see just a quick glance at some of the color options on this here. But the hull, what do they got here? They have 23 different variations of the hull, so definitely going to be easy for you to find one that, you know, really kind of speaks to your own personal tastes. Dual push button deploying clasp. Important, 3/16 stainless steel. I like this retro case. You know, when we see so many, you know, Rolex homage, Submariner homage watches, and everybody and their brother makes one, they do, because it is a popular, basic, simple, clean design. I like when, you know, some of these smaller watches, or regular size watches, I should say, you know, kind of, you know, they just have a different kind of look. I like how the lugs are, you know, distinctly, like, almost like they're not attached to the case. You know, they are, of course, but I like the case is kind of almost donut shaped and rounded, but yet still, you know, it appears to be round, but it isn't. You know, it's a really interesting design. A couple lug protectors on the side there. Screw down crown. This is powered by a Seiko NH35 movement. When you feel this watch, you just feel like this watch has a, you know, again, that level of quality I talk about with all the brands that I review. Specifications. So, 42 millimeter case diameter, 14 millimeters in case thickness. Not an over-the-top wrist presence, but definitely, you know, it's got a wrist presence to it. Very nice unidirectional rotating bezel. I always joke about the bezel in almost every single video because I very rarely find a sloppy bezel on even $50 watches. 47.5 millimeter lug to lug. Band is 22 millimeter by 18. Again, solid link 316 stainless steel with that push button deploying clasp. It says here unidirectional bezel. It says here with ceramic plate. I assume they mean bezel insert. I've never heard it referred to as ceramic plate. That most likely is a ceramic bezel insert. And I like the fact that it's, you know, it's a little bit different texture and finish than, you know, your face. They could have made it glossy, but they made it just kind of like that matte brown, and it just kind of, it pops a little more against that shiny background. And again, Japanese NH35, Seiko NH35 automatic movement. I think that love Invicta, hate Invicta, love Aragon, love Spinnaker, hate Spinnaker, whatever your, you know, your stance in the watch community. I think everybody can agree that an NH35 is always a very safe movement to put in a watch. It's solid, it's time tested, it's robust. It's referred to as the workhorse, which I hate saying that, but that's what they call it. 2-year international warranty, and you have 300 meters of water resistance on this bad boy. Love this watch. Was very, you know, when I get watches from any manufacturer, you know, a lot of times when a watch company is going to send me a watch, they, you know, not all the time is it a big time, long-term collaboration. Sometimes it's one piece to kind of test the waters. With this particular company, you know, it's an ongoing, you know, boxes everywhere environment. So you know, but my point is like when I order, you know, several watches, they're, you know, whether I get 5 or 10, you know, whatever it may be, when I look at the watches, or when I know they're coming, I know what, you know, I generally pick out what I want, but there's always my favorites, you know, and this was at the top of the list. I'm like, ooh, I'm getting 3 watches, can't wait to see that Spinnaker hull. So it definitely, it's a great looking watch. Love it. And, you know, not everybody wants to wear your standard, you know, Submariner style watch, standard round old watch, you know, so this definitely adds some kind of a retro vintage flair to it. Harvest brown is beautiful. Kind of looking back, I like the blue as well. I only got the brown because I don't have anything brown. I also I have the RGMT watch in brown. It was something I wanted to add to my collection just to be able to accessorize with different outfits, of course. Great watch. You may like I think the blue is going to be the most popular. So as far as the price points on this sucker, and then we'll throw it on the wrist here. You're looking at $445 USD, of course. And if you click the link in the description, at some point in the video, you know, it might even pop up. There is a coupon code in there as well. I believe it's 10% off. I forget, it's different with every brand. I believe I get you 10% off using my coupon code. And then again, that'll be in the description. They also have the Noir, which is, they call it the Hull Riviera, which to me, very similar watch, but it is slightly different. Doesn't have the crown protector. Again, it is a screw down crown. The cobalt blue has kind of like an interesting night sky star pattern. But, you know, when I look at all these, I think that the whole diver is, you know, I think really is, you know, it is subjective, but I do think it's the nicest one. That ombre red is pretty sick too, but I think the Liberty blue is going to be the most popular, and the Harvest brown. There's just something about that just the middle of the face that really just kind of brightens up. It's really in your face, you know, so to speak. It's a great looking watch. So let's throw it on the wrist. Now I'm about 5'8". I weigh about 179 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what it's going to look like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. By no means is a 42 millimeter a small watch, but it's not into what we call an oversized watch. Normal size, anybody can pull this off. Well, I do believe anybody can pull anything off. It's all about your attitude and doing what you want to do. But, you know, some people, you know, they feel, oh, it's too big for me or it's too small. You know, you get it from both sides. I don't want to bash on the big watch haters. I mean, a lot of guys, you know, I hear it all the time by some of the, you know, the oversized watch guys. Oh, I'm not going to wear that. It's a little girl's watch. You know, you can wear anything you want. Just wear it with respect. Be kind to others. You know, respect what other people like. You don't have to like it. You don't have to wear it. But you can always be nice to people. Everybody's happy to get a watch on their wrist, and I think it's always fun and exciting, you know, to add these great, fun, you know, pieces of jewelry to your collection and to your lives. nice. Great looking piece, guys. I think anybody who puts this on the wrist is going to like it, appreciate it, and get a lot of life out of it. Beautiful watch, and Spinnaker, again, one of those companies that I think most folks across the board are going to are gonna, you know, if it, you know, I don't want to use the word respect because, you know, I don't really give a crap what anybody says about respect. You know, what matters is when I put a watch on, when I review it, when I look at it, what's it made out of, how does it feel, and I know what kind of quality you get for money. So you're getting it with this. It's a great piece, and you won't be disappointed. If you are disappointed with something like this, you are absolutely living a life that is way, way too critical of things that do not matter. Putting a watch under a macro lens to know that the finishing is elite is, to me, absolutely ridiculous. You have too much time on your hands. You have too much money on your hands. So this is the working guy's watch. These are working guy watches. You know, this is not the lifestyle of the rich and famous here. Anybody could afford this. Anybody can get, you know, have this in their collection and wear it in good health. So check it out, guys. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate Spinnaker again for their generosity, and all the Dartmouth brands for wanting to collaborate with Fat Cat Collection. It's great, and it's a great way to share these wonderful timepieces. Sometimes, you know, people are dependent upon what other people say about things before they give something a chance. I've seen many videos of people knocking brands, and then I'll do a video on it, and somebody will take the risk, their own personal risk, their own money, and buy it, and they'll get it and be like, I don't know why people are bashing this. This is a fantastic quality watch. Remember, quality is subjective. Buy what makes you happy, and I can assure you that if you're not, you know, overly critical, and I don't mean overly critical I don't mean overly critical to the point where it's like you are critical because you want good quality. Like, everybody wants good quality. That's not critical. Critical is meaning like I'm going to put it under a microscope. You know, I want to see the specs on what the material is tested in salinity of X. You know, like that's meaningless in the real world. What matters is, does it tell time? Does it look good? Does it make you feel good? And is it going to last you? And I'll tell you, you know, I got 180 something watches in my collection, some of which are over 30 years. You know, they'll last. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if I can help you guys in any way whatsoever. Click the link in description. If you do see something on their website that I haven't reviewed that you're like, ooh, I like that, you know, let me know. Maybe I can get my hands on it. So anyway, guys, have a good day and take care.